The following program is brought to you in part by Time Warner Cable and the Madison County School System. This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond, Luxury Pet Service in Richmond, Jack Burford Chevrolet, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, ScenicCabin.com, Linville Insurance, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, Richmond Tourism, ProSigns, CSEP, First Gear, and Rosenbaum Communications.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County School Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter, or like us on Facebook, MCS TV, and of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube.
Hi, and welcome to the Coach Cooksey Basketball Show. And welcome back to the Coach Cooksey Basketball Show. I'm Samantha Burford here at Jack Burford Chevrolet. They're our official Coaches Show sponsor, and we're very proud to have them as one of our supporters. And of course, I am here with Coach Robbie Cooksey. He is the head coach of the Madison Central girls basketball team. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Now, let's just start right off with the big region win. You guys had such a good season last year.
Yeah, we were 29-5 last year, best record in school history. Which the year before we were 28 and I think 4.
So every year it just keeps getting better.
It's gotten better. Great year last year. Been to the Sweet 16 2 times out of the last 3 years,
yeah.
And we've got high expectations for this year's group. And
you're on a roll. I mean, look at your season already.
Yeah, we didn't know what to expect when we kind of got in here this year. A lot of different personnel. We had 3 starters that graduated. We had 2 kids coming back, and we had a lot of kids who dressed varsity but who had not played varsity basketball.
Right.
So, it was the expectations were kind of, it was kind of up in the air what we were going to get. So we were really excited with what we've gotten the first 14 games of the season. The kids have played extremely, extremely hard. They've played well together. And, they've really, really done the little things that it takes to win basketball games. They've played really good defense. They've rebounded the basketball, and that's really the 2 things that we try and focus on. We tell them if they do those 2 things that the scoring will take care of itself.
Right. So when we interviewed Coach Feldhaus earlier today, he said he was a little apprehensive about this team. What do you think about,
Oh
Same
yeah,
boat?
you're always.
You never know.
It doesn't matter in my 14 years of coaching. It doesn't matter what kind of team that you've got coming back. You're always apprehensive.
Right.
I've always got the butterflies before every game, and you never know what to expect. You can have 5 of the best players, but if they don't play well together,
And gel
it doesn't make a difference. And one thing that is, I think, a lot different in girls basketball than it is in boys basketball is girls, when they really truly like each other, they will play extremely, extremely hard for each other. And we tell our kids that you are accountable to each other. You have to play hard for the person that's, for the kid that doesn't get in, or the kid that might be the 6th or 7th man. We want everybody to be accountable, and, you've got to do your role. No matter if it means you play 25 minutes or you play 2 minutes, your role is a vital part of our team.
Right. Well, that you said that, and that is something so many people don't think about. But girls are differently coached than men. Men can just get out there and it doesn't matter if they're fighting, they're still going to play. Girls are different.
It is. It's very different.
They hold grudges, don't they?
In girls, oh, they do. I've got 2 daughters, so I know I've got a lot of experience with them. You've got to have girls, number one, that buy in, and they've got to love each other.
Right.
You spend so much time with these kids. People really don't realize how much time we spend together when you look at all the games we play in the summer, all the conditioning we do in the fall, and then we jump right into practice and we play. We're with each other about 9 months of the year, almost every day. So in girls basketball, you've got to have kids that really, really like each other, that want to play hard for each other, and that want to play hard for their coaches, and really for the name across the front of the jersey for Madison Central. They want to play hard for their team. And right now, we've got 15 kids that really, really want to do that.
Right.
We've got 3 seniors who have been great. We've pushed them. We've told them what the expectations are. They've been with us for 4 years. They know how good we've been in the past. They know what we expect. And just because we have kids that have moved on to, play major college basketball or do something else, we know that the expectations are that we are still going to have a good program no matter who's here.
Right. Now let's talk about Christmas break. I mean, a lot of people assume, so many students are just hanging around, laying on the couch, enjoying those Christmas presents and all the goodies that come with it. Your women are not doing that.
No, we're, we played 8 games over Christmas break. You're looking at about
That is a lot.
Oh, it's a ton. And it's hard on the kids. Typically what we do is we'll play a 4-game Christmas tournament, and then we'll give the kids a day or 2 off, and then you'll jump right into Christmas into another 4-game tournament, and then you try and give them a day or 2 off before the new year. And this year we've actually, we're playing a 9th game before we actually go back to school. So, 9 games in about 15, 16 days. You're not going to do that very much.
Right.
And it's
Has it been 2 tournaments?
It's been 2 tournaments,
separate tournaments.
And then we played last night against Berea. So the 4-game tournament is really, really good because it gets you ready for an 11th region type format where you're going to play 3 games in about 4 or 5 nights. So it's good on that end to go ahead and try and do that. But as far as preparation and the kids' mental fatigue and just muscular fatigue, obviously they're going to get tired. After the first 2 games are typically okay. You get to that 3rd and 4th game, they've really got to dig down deep, and it's more probably mentally they're fatigued because you ask so much of them. Basketball's a cognitive sport. You've got to think. You can't just go out there and do whatever you want. We've got to.
Oh, they'll get injured.
Oh yeah, we've got tons of things that they've got to do, things they've got to know, and I think mentally they get fatigued when you get that third and 4th game.
Well, and you don't get a lot of practice time in during this Christmas break.
You may get a shoot around in the morning. We'll typically come in and sometimes we'll try and do a shoot around and then we'll play that night. Some days you don't even get a shoot around in. All you do is you get a little preview before you hop on the bus. You get a little scouting in, and then you're on the bus. And if you're driving an hour and a half, you got to drive up there. You play. Typically you're sticking around and watching who's playing after you for a few minutes, and then you're driving back. So it becomes it's like a 6 or 7 hour grind for these kids and the coaches as well.
Now, did you guys have any games where you played twice in the same day?
We did at Berea. We played twice on Saturday. We played in the morning played about 10 o'clock, and then we came back that night and played at 7. Those days are
Long.
they're long, but they're really hard.
Yeah.
It's hard with the style and the intensity that we want to play at. It is hard to ask, it's hard even to ask 9 or 10 kids in your rotation to play that.
Yeah.
But our kids have been very, very, very resilient. Yeah. And I've told them that numerous times. When we've, the 4 losses that we've had, our kids have been very resilient, bouncing back and playing really, really well the next game. So we've got a tough group of girls.
Because that's not easy to do.
It's not.
Sometimes you want to linger with the loss, and
they do, and they
don't have the privilege of doing that.
Exactly, and they've been really, really resilient. They're pretty tough-minded, and we're as coaches we're pretty tough on them. We ask a lot, and I think they'll tell you the same thing. We demand a lot, but we want to prepare them for a 3-game tournament when we get to the 11th region in February, and in our 6 years here, we've been to the 11th Region Championship 3 times, and I think what we're doing is the right way. I just, we just mentally, we want to prepare them. We stay on them. We want them to be prepared, and it's really worked well for us.
Right. Well, and I wanted to add, too, that you are not only preparing them for basketball, you're preparing them for the real world.
Right.
I mean, later in life. It's not everybody gets a ribbon.
Right. When we tell them, if you will stick with us for 4 years, when you get out, you're going to be successful. It may not be successful in basketball, but you're going to be successful in life because
Time management.
You learn time management.
Yes.
You learn, number one, you learn how to take criticism objectively because you're going to get criticized the rest of your life.
Yes.
Unless you just luck into a great job where you're the boss, somebody's going to be over you, managing you, telling you, hey, you need to do this better, you need to do that better. So it's real life. So I tell our kids, I'm hard on the kids, and I'll be the first to say that. We criticize a lot, but we want them to know that when we get off the floor, it's family and it's not basketball. We're tough on the floor. When we get off the floor, we're all friends. And that's, for some girls, it's really hard to understand.
Right.
It takes a year or two. But I think these seniors, we've been fortunate enough that we've had bigger groups of senior girls graduate from us every year. They will tell you that it has prepared them, number one, for college, it's prepared them for work, it's prepared them for the next level of basketball, and it's just prepared them for daily life.
Right. Coach Cooksey, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, let's get into some of your seniors, and let's talk about some of the other players, and then we'll get into some of the games you got coming up.
All right.
All right, we'll be right back with the Coach Cooksey Show.
This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond, Luxury Pet Service in Richmond, Jack Burford Chevrolet, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, ScenicCabin.com, Linville Insurance, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, Richmond Tourism, Pro Signs, CSEP, First Gear, and Rosenbaum Communications. Hey everybody, be a friend of Madison County School Sports Television on Facebook. MCS TV on Facebook. Log on and like us now.
Hi, welcome back to the Coach Cooksey Show. I'm Samantha Burford here at Jack Burford Chevrolet, and I am with Coach Robbie Cooksey, and we're going to talk about some of your players.
Well, this year we've got 3 really good seniors. We've got Sade Bosley, Haley Christian, and Bailey O'Brien are our 3 seniors this year. They have provided a tremendous amount of leadership. They've been in the program with us for about 3 or 4 years, and they know really what we expect. And when things go wrong or things aren't going the way we want them to go, they're the three that I look at, because they've got to make things right. The kids are going to respond to them. And, whether it's conditioning in the preseason, whether it's weightlifting, whether our intensity is not good in the first half, or whether we need to get a defensive stop in the fourth quarter, those are the kids that you rely on. You lean heavily on seniors who've been in your program and know exactly what you expect.
Right.
And they have been up to the task this year. They have been great. I couldn't be more proud of a group, especially, we didn't know what to expect this year. We have a lot of new kids, and, these 3 seniors have really taken them under their wing, and they have done a tremendous job.
That's what you want. I mean, you couldn't ask for any more, really. I mean,
oh, no.
you got to have some leaders in there that are really going to step up to the challenge if you want to make it long term in the
Exactly, and and all 3 of them have done that. Whether they've played 32 minutes or whether they've played 15 minutes, they all 3 have been willing to step up and talk to kids and really encourage them to play hard, to do this, to do that, to take care of things that need to be taken care of.
Right.
And, like I say, I couldn't be more proud of what they've done.
Now, how many players do you have on the team this year? You got a lot of new ones?
Well, we've got a ton of new kids. We are very young.
Yes.
We have 4 freshmen. We actually have more freshmen than that, but we have 4 freshmen.
You have an 8th grader, right?
We have an 8th grader. We have 4 freshmen who actually see significant court time. We have 1 freshman that starts, 1 freshman that's probably our 6th or 7th man, and then we've got 2 other freshmen who come in and play a lot of minutes. So we're really young.
Right.
We've got a lot of kids from our middle schools that are playing freshman basketball. So we've got a grand total of about 30 kids in the whole program.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those younger kids are middle schoolers that we're trying to get ready for, in the future.
Right.
But
leaders.
you're right. But even our 15 varsity kids, we've got some upperclassmen, but those upperclassmen have not played very many varsity minutes. So we're, in terms of varsity basketball, we are very, very inexperienced.
So let me ask you this question. Let me change it just a little bit. Going to your schedule and looking at some of your losses, do you think, what do you think about the losses? I mean, do you think it's defense? Do you think it's offense? What do you think?
Well, we lost to Scott County a couple of weeks ago, who, they're ranked in the top 25.
Right.
They're probably one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the region. Really inexperience beat us.
Okay.
We ended up losing by 9, but they were able to control the whole game. And, just little silly things, turnovers, not being able to convert easy shots, easy baskets that you have to make to win games.
So maybe inexperience.
A lot of it is just it's inexperience. It's kids being in new positions, new spots on the floor. It's kids being asked to make plays that haven't been asked to make these type of plays before. And the kids they're getting the experience. So those are things that are fixable. Our effort has been tremendous. Our kids may be the hardest playing group that we've had in my 6 years here. Not that the other 5 didn't play hard, but I think this group knows that they're not as talented and that they have to make up, they've got to make up the difference with extra effort, and they've been willing to do that.
It's not just going to come easy to them.
Right. It's not, we're not just going to go out and beat you because we're more talented.
Right.
We're going to have to outwork you, and that's doable, and our kids have taken that, and they've gone with it. They have really, really worked hard.
Well, let's talk about the future now. Let's talk about some of the upcoming schedule.
Well, the schedule gets a lot harder. Typically,
Why do you do that?
we're
no, we all know why you do it, but you want to do it.
My thought is if I'm going to play you in the 11th region tournament, I don't want it to be the first time I've seen you.
Exactly.
And I don't know that every coach subscribes to that theory, but
It seems to be a Madison Central thing.
You look at who we play. Last year we played 13 teams that were in the top 25. We played 7 teams that made it down to Bowling Green to the Sweet 16.
Right.
So I mean, we don't play a cupcake schedule.
Right.
We've got Lafayette coming up. We've got Franklin County coming up. I think Franklin County's number 5. Lafayette's number 7. We've got Ashland Blazer at Ashland, who's going to probably win their region. We've got Montgomery coming up this coming week. We've got Lincoln coming up, who's is a competitor in the 12th. You know, every night we're going to play somebody good.
Right.
We're going to play every team in Lexington. We're going to play Scott County. Like I said, I don't want to see a team the first time in the region tournament. I want to have seen them. I want to have scouted them. I want to have played them. I want our kids to know what it's going to take for us to beat somebody.
Them.
And, you know, I think that formula has been very successful for
And
us.
I think you're really doing them a great service doing that. And I teased you a minute ago, why do you do that? But, I mean, really when it comes down to it, you know, if you can't beat them the first time, you got to make changes to be able to beat them the second time.
Exactly.
So it really is a good idea.
And you don't, you know, you're not going to beat somebody on a fluke the first time you play them just because you put some kind of junk defense in there or something. You've got to play them. You just got to outplay them. And, you know, that may happen occasionally, but, you know, we want to see people.
Yeah.
We don't want to, you know, if we're playing Scott County in the regional championship, we don't want it to be the first time our kids have seen Scott County's personnel.
Right.
It's totally different trying to show a kid, especially in girls basketball, what somebody can do on film as opposed to letting them go out there and play them and actually get a feel for what they're going to do. So it's extremely important that we play these teams.
Now, playing this many games, how do you have time to scout? I mean, do you have your coaches do it? To help you?
Typically we break things up.
You make Mr. Lakes do it?
We make Coach Lakes do some scouting. You know, Coach Lakes is he's non-paid. He does it because he loves it. And
we know Coach Lakes, so that's why we're giving him a hard time.
So it's great to have him, you know, not only as a coach, but just, you know, him being my brother-in-law and Coach Lovely and Coach Tipton. We've got something that's pretty unusual. We've got a staff that's been together we've been together for 6 years.
Yeah.
In coaching, most of the time your staff, it's in and out. You've got new people every year. You know, we've got 4 or 5 people that have been with me since the first day we started, and I couldn't be more pleased with with what they've done. We typically break things up. You know, we do some scouting, whether it's on the internet, whether it's through DVDs that other coaches send us, whether it's texting back and forth with other coaches, or whether it's going and watching a game live. You know, there's various ways that we can scout. And it, you know, like this coming week, we're going to play Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. So we're already starting, you know, our preparation for Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night, because you don't have time, you know, after you play Thursday night, you don't have time Friday to tell the kids what's going on. You've got to tell them in advance everything you're going to see, who the personnel is. So it's an everyday process. You know, we practiced this morning, and we're going to practice tomorrow, Sunday. So I mean, we're in the gym every day. You know, we're giving these kids a ton of stuff, you know, that they have to process.
Right.
So it's you know, it's a grind. It really is. You know, January and February is it's every day. You know, there are no days off. You're lucky if you may get a Saturday off, but
you gave them Christmas off, right?
We got Christmas off. We'll get a day or two off here and there, but you know, from here on out until we get to that district and region tournament, they're going to be, you know, they're going to probably get maybe a day off a week, and it's a huge job for these girls.
And not easy maintaining their grades. I know you expect that too. That you know.
Oh yeah, I mean our kids, you know, we've never had a problem with grades. Our
Studying
girls,
on the bus.
Our girls make great grades. That's one thing that we're, you know, they're student athletes, you know, so and the student part comes first.
Right.
You know, if they're not eligible, they can't help us. So you know, it's very, very rare that we have a kid who has a grade problem. I'll tell you what, in the last 2 or 3 years that happened.
Once again, it comes down to that time management again.
Well, it comes down to time management. It comes down to expectations, and it comes down to knowing that, if you're not gonna make the grades, you're not gonna be around long.
Right.
We're just gonna tell you go home.
Right.
And you've got to graduate. And basketball
That
is really
comes
not
first.
that big of a deal.
Right.
So we just don't fool with them. If they can't make the grades, they're just not gonna be able to play for us.
Right.
So we're sticklers when it comes to the education part, and you have to be. I'm a teacher first. I'm a coach second, but I think being a good coach requires you to be a good teacher. So, we want to teach them life lessons.
Right. Well, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, I don't know if there's anything you want to add before we go to some of your players.
No, we've got, like I say, I think I'd love to see some people come out and watch our kids. We've got a great group of kids who are playing really, really hard, and
They're fun to watch.
People sometimes they associate girls basketball with slow pace and kids who can't score. But our kids, they fly up and down the floor. They're fundamentally sound, and they're extremely fun to watch. It's really, really good girls basketball at Madison Central. We play great competition. You're going to see kids that are going to college to play, and I think it's a great atmosphere, and we would love to see more people come out and watch our girls play.
All right. Well, when we come back, we've got two players here to join us, and we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back right after this.
This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond, Luxury Pet Service in Richmond, Jack Burford Chevrolet, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, ScenicCabin.com, Linville Insurance, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, Richmond Tourism, Pro Signs, CSEP, First Gear, and Rosenbaum Communications. Hey everybody, be a friend of Madison County School Sports Television on Facebook, MCS TV, on Facebook. Log on and like us now.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County School Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter, or like us on Facebook, MCS TV, and of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Coach Cooksey Basketball Show. I am here with two women that are much prettier than Coach Cooksey, of course. Tell us, ladies, who you are and what position you play.
Okay, I'm Haley Christian, and I'm a guard at Central.
I'm Sade Bosley, and I play forward/center at Central.
Now, tell us, girls, you have to be really excited about this season. Now, Coach Cooksey earlier, and you guys heard him say it, how he was a little apprehensive about this season. You're winning the regional title, and then you never know what's going to happen, the next season. Were you guys apprehensive at all?
Honestly, I kind of was at the beginning of the season because I hadn't really gotten a lot of varsity minutes, so I was a little bit nervous about how I would do. But I think after the first game, I was okay.
Yeah, had a little bit of jitters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all the practice makes it worth it, right?
Yeah.
And what about these, we were just talking about, you guys got to be tired. You just played, 8 games over the holiday season in 2 weeks? You got Christmas Day off? Did you get New Year's Day off?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go.
Christmas Eve too.
And Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Oh, see, Coach Feldhaus didn't even give the boys Christmas Eve off, so you guys are good. You guys are good. All right, so let's hear from you. What's it been like this season?
Well, to be honest, like she said, I was nervous at first just because we did have so many new players that hadn't played yet. Like only me and Bailey were returning from who really played. But I think it's been great this season. Like,
Yeah.
we've come a long way from the summer. Like, over the summer, we look totally different from how
Yeah.
we look now. So, I think we've come a long way, and I think we're just going to get better.
Yeah, and you girls all get along. I mean, everybody, and I don't mean to say get along. I mean, everybody's working together as a team. Get
Yeah,
along
we have
as
really
a team.
good
I
team
mean,
chemistry.
And
There
we
you
really
go.
do get along. Like, we're like a
On and
family.
off the
Like, we're
court.
sisters, yeah.
'Cause
Well,
we spend
that is
so
good
much time
then.
together.
Yeah.
oh yeah, you got to be a basketball family, don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
Y'all hang out off the court as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. all the
Yeah,
time.
so you guys
A lot.
really do genuinely like each other.
Yeah.
And I think that shows off and on the court. I mean, it's big.
Yeah.
That's fun. What else do you guys want to talk about? You want to talk about your future?
Well, I've already signed to Cleveland State, and I'm excited about that. I mean, it's a beautiful city and a great campus, and I just love all the coaches and the team, and I'm
Yeah.
really excited about it.
And we're excited for you.
Thank you.
That's great. And I mean, it does. We have a lot of future, basketball stars at Madison Central that go on to play high school and then play college basketball. So that's really exciting.
Yeah.
That's great. How about you? What's your future look like?
I'm probably not going to pursue a basketball career.
You're not?
in
Okay.
college, but I want to get a degree in the medical field.
Oh gosh. So
So-
you're going to be a doctor shortly.
Hopefully.
I say shortly, but it really, it's
lot
a
of
long
school.
time
Yeah.
to go to school to be a doctor.
Yeah.
That's great. So any field particular you want to go in?
Psychiatry, maybe.
Okay, so you're going to
I've
figure
always
us
been
all out.
interested. Yeah. Maybe.
So you can give Coach Cooksey and Coach Legs and Lovely, and you're going to, figure all them out. And when they start yelling and get mad at you guys, you're going to be able to tell them, no, you need to talk to us like this.
Yeah.
They love you guys. I mean, they're hard
Yeah.
on you, and Coach Cooksey already told us how hard they are on you, and they expect a lot. But
we
you
need
guys
that.
give it.
We need that. 'Cause we're so
Especially,
young.
our team being so young. Yeah.
Yeah.
We definitely need that.
I know it is young. Does it feel different than last year?
Oh, yeah.
A lot different.
It's a lot different. Not
Yeah.
in a bad way, just is a lot different.
Just different.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to talk about before we end?
Come support us.
There you go. That's what I was looking for. Because you guys don't have as many fans at the game, not as many students at the game, for girls basketball. But Coach Cooksey was telling us, you guys, and we're there. I see you play. You guys play just as hard as the boys do. So we got to get some fans to your game.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you guys. I think your next game's next week, right?
Mm-hmm. We have a
All
big
right.
week coming up next week.
Yeah,
so.
big. Yeah, 3 games in a row,
Yeah.
right? All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for joining us. And thank you for joining us. And we'll be back next time with the Coach Cooksey Show.
Hey everybody, be a friend of Madison County School Sports Television on Facebook. MCS TV on Facebook. Log on and like us now. This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond. Luxury Pet Service in Richmond. Jack Burford Chevrolet. Faith Created Assembly of God Church. ScenicCabin.com. Linville Insurance. Time Warner Cable. Madison County Schools. Richmond Tourism. Pro Signs. CSEP. First Gear. And Rosenbaum Communications. Hey everybody, be a friend of Madison County School Sports Television on Facebook. MCS TV. On Facebook. Log on and like us now.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County School Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter. Or like us on Facebook, MCS TV. And of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube.